as the quest to find the cause of the mysterious deaths of 21 young people at a tavern in the Eastern Cape. The parents are this morning expected to identify the bodies of their young ones. 6 bodies remain unidentified. For the latest now on this tragic story, let's speak to the Eastern Cape Community Safety MEC, Weziwe Tikana-Gxothiwe. MEC, good morning to you. Can we start with the last few words of that introduction, the 6 bodies that are unaccounted for? Are you able to confirm for us whether any parent has come forward to identify those 6 children who remain unidentified?
Good morning, Koli and the viewers. Indeed, there's one parent who came yesterday, so we are left with 5 now. And we are of the view that they are from far areas from the area where the incident took place, like Mdantsane and other areas near Bacon Bay area.
MEC,
so parents might not be aware that their children were there.
Yeah. And some of these, all right, perhaps let's not move away too quickly from these 5 children now that remain unidentified. Any idea as to what mode of communication needs to be embarked upon in order to alert parents that if you have lost a child or a child has not come back home, please contact such and such a number for you to find out whether your child may not be among those who were unfortunate in that incident?
We are using all modes of communication. We are also using the community radio to try and communicate with the parents and community members in the area. But let me also indicate that the Buffalo City Mayor have established a committee to work with us, and the Premier has established an IMC, which is led by me. We will work with the Buffalo City to integrate the work we are doing in support of the communities and in support of the families.
Yeah. MEC, then let's turn our attention to the liquor outlet, the tavern, where this incident occurred. The Liquor Board in the Eastern Cape has come out guns blazing to say they are going to shut down this tavern. On top of that, they are going to lay criminal charges. I'm asking you this question because there are reports this morning coming from the parents who are quoted in newspapers from that area who are saying that the complaints about underage drinking at that tavern, the stabbings, the violence that has been surrounding that very tavern, those complaints are long-standing. Do you take comfort when the Eastern Cape Liquor Board says, now we want to take action after such a tragic incident?
Koli, let me first say this was the matter on our agenda in a week's period with Liquor Board. And we were planning on how best can we manage the liquor outlets in the province, because we do have many which we believe that they are non-compliant. We said we must activate the inspectors from Liquor Board, but I can assure you, for now, I'm comfortable because within what we've just verified, Koli, is that there were additions to the initial plan which was submitted to Liquor Board, which led to non-compliance of even the structure of the tavern. That's the one area. But when we're making follow-up on the complaints which were submitted, we cannot have a proof whether there was any, because I'm told that there's no written submission either to the police officer or to the Liquor Board, which was complaining especially on the issue of underage patrons to that tavern. People are just indicating now that they've been reporting, but there's no proof either in the police precinct, which is policing that area, and also in the Liquor Board. But we can commit that we'll do what we are expected to do as government. The tavern has been closed as we speak now.
The MEC breaking off as we were just getting started with this conversation, and I'm hoping that we can get her on a better line. MEC, I'm told you are back. I'm sorry we got cut off. All right, you were just explaining a few moments ago that there seemed to have been some kind of either refurbishments to this liquor outlet or things that were being done in order to expand the structure so that it complies with the rules. What do you think needs to happen with the owner of this liquor outlet? Because as the newspapers report today, with the many complaints that have surrounded his establishment, his retort, if the reports by newspapers are anything to go by, would be that, well, parents must take responsibility for their children. Is that the right kind of response?
That issue is a societal matter, Polly. I can say we do have responsibility, law enforcement officers and liquor board, to look at the compliance. But parents are having a responsibility to look after their children, Polly. Because for any parent whom a child or his child is not in the house when he goes to sleep and wake up in the next day, it's a challenge. Hence, I'm saying it requires us to have an integrated approach in support of parents to look after their children. Also, to do law enforcement into areas which are like that one, which is that tavern, Polly. Yeah. But I can say there is, when a case is open, law enforcement officers will act on that one.
MEC, there does seem to be a very strong suggestion that the tavern itself, on the night in question, operated up until the very early hours of the morning. In fact, reports say that some children were actually seen collapsing in the early hours of that very morning, Sunday morning. Surely this outlet has broken the rules.
Indeed, Polly, it has broken the license conditions. But if you look on the bylaws of the municipality, they have indirectly extended the operating hours of any taverns in the East London area or in the BCM areas, because the bylaws are saying those must be extended to 4 a.m. in the morning. That incident, we are told that it took place after 1, between 1 and 2. So those were within the operating hours, which are within the license and license conditions. But the bylaws came in and they allow the owner to operate for additional 2 hours other than those which are in the license condition. That is the area which made the law enforcement officers not to enforce, because they were directed by the bylaw which is in existence. We've agreed with the municipality that they have to review their bylaws, and bylaws must not supersede the license conditions of any liquor license.
Well, you have just opened the door for us to then confront the mayor of the municipality. But let's conclude the conversation with this question, and that is that some parents clearly distraught. They have no means, as we read in the papers today. They have no means to bury their children. Is there any kind of assistance that your department can render to these families?
Currently, I can safely say the department has not made any commitment, but I'm proudly to announce that there are donors who are coming forward to in support of the families. They want government to coordinate that. AVPOP has come in. They will provide a casket for those families and other things, but we have to engage and be able to pronounce on what needs to be done. As I indicated, that the Premier has established a committee to support the families. We have to work together with the municipality in coordination of whatever support is donated by any individual. We appreciate those who have given a sign that they will support the families, it means we have to activate our communication and a link between the families and ourselves as government in coordinating what can be donated. This is only the challenge in this matter. That was a social activity, which we believe that as government we don't have that much responsibility. Hence, I'm saying we appreciate any donor who can come forward to assist us.
Eastern Cape Community Safety MEC, Weziwe Tikana-Gxothiwe. Let me thank you very much for your time. I'm sure we're going to have more conversations around the issue of young people and how they need to entertain themselves in order to avoid situations like this.